back to all four quadrants. So let's go to an x min of -12, max of 12, and same with the y.
You said -10?
Let's do -12.
Oh, -12.
So let me show you. The negative button is the white negative. You can't put the minus sign. Even though minus and negative mean the exact same thing, you just have to recognize that when you're trying to do a negative anything, it's your negative button, and when you're doing minus something, it's your minus button. So we're going to do -12, and your x max will do, I keep doing that, we'll do +12. I'm going to scale it to 2. My y min I'm going to put -12, and my y max I'm going to put +12 and scale it to 2.
What is the x res?
Yeah, I mentioned that before. I don't know. All right, so now go back to your graph. Okay, so here we've got this nice little graph. The other thing that I want to show you is I want you to go back to y equals. So they labeled that one y equals because that's where you put your equation. Okay, so now I want you to put in y2, in y2 I want you to put in -1/2 x minus 4. So that means you have to use your negative key, and 1/2 is just 1 divided by 2 x minus 4. So your blue minus key and your 4.
Oh, I thought you meant like 1.5. I put 1.5.
Okay. Well, it's not going to make that much of a difference. Okay, so now, once you've got that in, so your second equation is -1/2 x. So to do a fraction, it's just your numerator divided by your denominator. Just type it in that way and I'll create a little fraction for you. And so now we're going to go back to our graph. Okay, so because they're so incredibly different, it's easy for you to tell which is which. But you're going to get to a point, and we're going to play with these to a point to where you can't tell which is which. So you have to go to your trace button. So your trace button will then tell you what you're looking at. So if you click on your trace, it's going to trace one equation over another. And it tells you which one you're messing with. So do you see the little flashing X up there? That flashing X tells you that's where it is, and it currently has the value y equals 2, x equals 0. So to trace along that line, hit your left or right arrow key, and it's just going to continue to go up and down that particular line. Okay? So your left and right arrow key makes it go along the line. Does that make sense? When you want to go to the other line, hit your up or down key. So when you hit that, you notice that the equation changed in the upper left-hand corner, and now it's telling you the other one that you're on. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you can trace all along that one by hitting your left and right arrows. So your left and right arrows makes it slide along the equation that you have. Your up and down arrow makes it go through the list of your y equals.
How do you get it to trace?
The button trace right here.